The next morning, I got up and got to school a bit earlier than expected. The bus was empty and flying by a lot of stops, which means the bus before us was late and picked up everyone. As I'm strolling toward the front door, I see Brielle and Dwayne off to the side, cuddling and kissing. I laugh to myself because he is just her school boyfriend and probably has no idea. Just as I'm about to walk into the school, I hear my name being called. I turn around and Fame is at the end of the walkway. So I turn around to walk back toward him. Yo, I've been trying to catch your small ass, he says as I get within ear range. Catch me for what? Homeboy, you fucking with hustles? Huh? I question back, trying to buy time to think of an answer. You deaf nigga? Does he hustle? I don't know. Fame, why? No reason. Bullshit, you called me over here to ask me specifically that? Someone told me they knew his face from some shit that happened in Southside. I shrug my shoulders in hopes to have this conversation and we pass everything, Fame asked, smiling. I'm so glad he switched topics so easily, but who saw his face to tell Fame? I don't know. I should have done okay enough not to need summer school. Summer school was always popping. I start laughing. That sounds like an oxymoron. Wow, I was fucking girls in the stairs. This is why you got kicked out. Beam starts laughing. Most definitely is. Anyway, I gotta make a run. You need anything? I shake my head no. You wanna ride home? No, I'll be okay. Suit yourself. I might be up here later if you change your mind. We exchange a light hug and I turn to go into the building. Of course, my wheels are turning, and I want to know what was going on or who knows Champion. I walk back inside the building and go to our spot on the wall to wait for whoever is coming to school, and I slide down on the wall. You always sitting on the floor, I hear not too long after I sit down. I look up, but not in a friendly manner. Hi, Angelo, I say and roll my eyes. Is it because I'm Crip? Yep, I reply as quickly as he finishes the question. No, seriously. It's because you're Crip. I stand back up. So, you don't like me because your people's is blood? I nod my head yes, but I could tell he's not buying it. He stares at me. I don't know you to like or dislike you. So why you don't give me a chance? His tone sounds genuine. Hi, baby. Champion walks up and interrupts. He kisses me right on the lips in front of Angelo. Angelo looks hurt, almost defeated. But I don't know why. He doesn't even know me to like me. Champion took me by surprise, honestly. But I did kiss him back. Hi, Champ. I'm interrupting, he asked. No, we were just talking. I'll see you around, Summer. Bye, Angelo. What happened? Champion asked, looking confused. Nothing. What's up? Sorry I didn't call you back. I fell asleep. My mother was on the phone for hours after my pops hung up his call. She definitely called your dad. I started laughing. Saying what? Asking if he knew we knew each other, blah, blah, blah. She didn't ask you anything? I faked sleep and then they were asleep when I left. I start laughing again. How you gonna avoid them? I don't know yet. Now he starts laughing. You mad I kissed you in the hallway? He continues. No, I reply faster than I meant to. I could see a sense of relaxation in his temperament. Before he could say anything else, a group of guys walked through the hallway kinda loud, which causes us to look in their direction. They were talking about beating each other in basketball. What's good, Summer? One shouts as he walks by with a slow stroll as he always does. He has a red bandana around his head and one hanging out his back pocket. He's about 5'9", brown skin with cornrows going straight back. Hey, Perry, I say back. He head nods at Champion more than likely because he's standing here too. Champion head nods back. He squints and looks at me confused as they scroll by. What? I ask as they get out of eye and ear range. Wasn't he just mad flamboyant yesterday? I start laughing. No, that was his twin. Shut the hell up, Summer. He has a shocked tone. This causes me to laugh harder. Nah, they're identical twins, Terry and Perry. Bullshit, he says, still sounding shocked, which causes me to laugh even harder. I promise, at some point you'll see them within range of each other. He starts to look even more confused, which doesn't help me to stop laughing. The hallways are starting to fill up more as the minutes go by. Tony comes strolling in, and I can see a hickey before I see her. I am not sure if this is in retaliation to what Jules did, but as long as she's happy, that's all I care about. This is cute, she says as she gets closer to us. Hey, Tone, you had a good afternoon, I see. She starts laughing. Yes, girl, tell you later. The dean comes into the hallway almost like he appeared out of thin air. There will be no cutting. You will go to class or you will leave with NYPD. Nick is going hard for 3 seconds left for school, I say. Buzzer beater, Tony replies. Champion watches our interaction and starts laughing. Y'all funny as shit. The dean sizes up our section. Jules, Damien, and Shania aren't here yet. Class, 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 the dean yells. Let's end the year better than we started. I can't stand this damn school, Tony says as we start to move from the wall. I'll see you in math, I say to Champion. He bends down to kiss my lips again, and Tony looks shocked. Okay, baby. See you later, Tony. Oh, bye, Champion, she says. He turns to walk away. She hits my arm. Bitch, what? I don't even know, I reply. Y'all together? No, I mean, I keep saying no, but no. No, we not together. I shake my head no quickly. Girl, messy as shit, she says. But he is cute as fuck, she continues, which makes us both start laughing. We start walking. Just as she's about to go to her class, toward the left, she grabs my arm before I walk into the staircase. Messy, raindrop. Messy. I start laughing. I know. We part ways and I head to class. The rest of the day, as you can imagine, dragged on and on. I couldn't wait to get out of there and go home. As I am unlocking the door, I hear the phone ringing. I thought I wasn't going to catch it, but I do. I grab the phone from the living room quickly before the answering machine picks up. I didn't even have time to check the caller ID. Hello? I say into the receiver while I start taking my book bag off and walking toward my room. Hello? May I speak to Summer? Who's this? Edgar? Who? I am so confused. Who in the world was Edgar? This is Edgar. May I speak to Summer, please? I pause before replying. This is Summer. Summer, it's Butter. I see why everybody calls you Butter. He starts laughing. My great uncle died the month I was due. Condolences, I reply. He laughs harder. I was fumbling while trying to get settled and dropped the phone. Hold on, I shout while I grab the phone off the floor. If you're busy, I could call you back. I just came in from school, literally as the phone was ringing. Ah, I remember those days. Yeah, I can't wait to be done with school completely. What's your plans for the weekend? Nothing at the moment. You should come to Left Right. I could see if Tony is busy. There's a slight pause between us speaking. I start looking around my room for the remote to my TV and turn it on. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of nervous to call you. Why? I don't know. I wanted to invite you to my game Saturday, if you can make it. Really? Yeah, why not? He says with a slight chuckle. Just surprised you'd want me to come to your game. Would be nice to have a pretty girl cheering for me. I chuckle a bit to show interest in the conversation, even though I think I was trying to be more polite than interested. We sat on the phone talking for probably 30 minutes, then he had to go to practice. He said he would more than likely call later. I don't really want to go to his game. but I guess I'll go. Oddly enough, I haven't heard from Lauren in a bit. Not sure if this is a good or a bad thing. I'll catch up with her one of these days. She usually always has a bunch of drama. When the weekend finally comes, I made plans to go to the game with Tony on Saturday. We went with Robin and Mac. We got there before the game started and sat in the bleachers. Nice for y'all to join us, Mac says as he sits down. Whenever he smiles at me, it makes me uncomfortable. I keep trying to shake the feeling, but I don't know. He just reminds me of a creepy old man. I know Robin and Mac are older. They have a son our age, but Mac just gives me the creeps. Tony and I exchange a look between each other that says a lot without saying anything. I sat next to Tony, who sat next to Robin. Mag then acts like he needs Robin to go get something and sits next to Tony. He inserts himself close enough his thigh is touching Tony for no reason. She looks bothered but stays quiet. The players come onto the court and start stretching, and everyone starts to cheer. The DJ was playing music, but the cheering was competing with the music. Butter looks around the court and spots us. He smiles in our direction, so naturally we smile back. You are the pretty one of y'all, Mac says to me. I give a slight chuckle, being polite more than anything. He said that joke already. How many times do we need to hear it? The music starts to die down and the DJ starts to introduce both teams. The game gets started and Butter is part of the starting lineup. He bowls pretty well too. By halftime he had 8 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. He walked over to us sweaty and out of breath. Thank you for coming, he says as he approaches. You're welcome, Mac intervenes. Everyone laughs. Butter looks almost mesmerized to see me. I want to give you a hug, but I'm all sweaty. Yeah, I could wait, I say. We all start laughing. I didn't think you'd come. Why? I look at him confused. I don't know. You never know. Nah, I'm crushing you so my words are just jumbled. Got me nervous and shit. I smirk, but I don't reply. I can't even lie. I keep thinking about Champion. Then I hear Tony telling me it's messy. I think Butter is playing better because summer is here. What do you think, baby? Max says. Oh, for sure. Robin chimes in and smiles. Butter blushes a bit. You niggas is mad yellow, Tony says. We all start laughing. Before we knew it, halftime was over and Butter was back on the court. Got hurt in the third quarter and had to sit out the rest of the game, but it was a good game. And his team won. He limped over to us after the game. Mac let him put his arm around him to leave the gym. Putting on a show for summer got you fucked up, huh? Butter looks embarrassed, but he tries to hide the expression. I was playing hard trying to impress her, he says and starts laughing. Y'all too cute, Robin says. I stay quiet and just continue to walk out of the gym. We get outside and Mac helps Butter sit on a bench not too far from the rec center we're in. I'm gonna go get the car. Y'all coming back to the house? Mac asks. Tony looks at me and I look at Tony. If you can, Butter speaks up and says. I felt kind of on the spot, but I didn't want to be rude. I'm not even sure if I'm interested in him, to be honest. It feels like everyone aside from Tony is making this seem like it's going somewhere. If Summer wants to, Tony says in response because I still didn't say anything. Oh God, I'm thinking to myself, making it worse. Now I really can't say no. Come on, I'll paint y'all nails and order some pizza, Robin chimes in. Think everyone could tell I was hesitating. Sure, I say reluctantly. Max smiles and walks off to get the car. Tony is trying to read my body language, but I think I've mastered staying even-tempered in situations. Not sure if that's a good or a bad thing, or why I even do this. Matt comes back really quickly with the car, and he gets out to help Butter. You can tell he was in pain, but trying not to show it. We all get into the car. Robin is in the front seat, of course. Butter sat behind Robin in the passenger seat, and Tony got in the middle. I sat behind Mac.